It takes dedication and driving skill to run for an Outlaws championship, especially in the limited Pro Stock class. As the season winds down, 5 tractors are in contention for the title. Craig Yonkey's Moving On, David Novak's The Mean Farmer, Tim Lotman's Farmer's Foreplay, Joe Moriando's No Green, No Glory, and Taylor Van Beek's Extreme Pleasure. Fractions of an inch mean the difference between places, points, and the crown. The battle plays out next.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are outlaws.
Welcome to Wisner, Nebraska and Thunder by the River, where the Outlaws Pulling Series is winding up its season. I'm Claude Wood, and along with Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson, we will be bringing you all the championship chase action in the limited Pro Stock class.
Limited Pro Stock tractors. You're limited on the size of the turbo. You're limited on your weight, 9,500 pounds. And this pull-off to the championship is all going to set stage here today, and we're going to start it off with the Heartbreaker 2. Corey Thies sets up in the seat out of Minden, Nebraska. Look at those front tires. He had to drive away from that white line. Oh, my goodness, that motor went upstairs. He broke something. That motor was digging in right at the end. Claude, I think we got a drive line, but he had a pretty nice run.
He did, but he used so much of the track, I'm not sure pullers coming up will be able to go on anything that they see here.
Listen to this motor go upstairs. That don't do the valve train no good.
Let's check out his run. Looked like early on he hit the brakes a little too hard there, Dave.
The brake as well as the steering wheel. You notice those front tires are turned pretty aggressive when they just skipped the ground, which dove him over to the left. The tires got a hold, and that motor said, ouch.
The Diggin' Deep Deer. This tractor's just out of the shop. Brand new, so shakedown cruise for it. Brent Paddock doing the driving.
Ooh, he's got a loose connection somewhere. There's two. That smoke's really not black enough to be out of the exhaust, but that could be a little bit of diesel on a manifold. Take a look on it. If you're sitting in the seat, you're trying to let off the clutch right here, and this kind of smoke goes, you're thinking to yourself, that's costing me money.
Meanwhile, back to the drawing board.
Well, he's definitely going to check out some connections.
Up next, Steve Shackleford. He shares driving duties with his son. 10 top 3 finishes in 2014.
Well, the man out of Chilhowie, Missouri, calls the tractor all business, and he is definitely all business. Great competitor, great person to be around, but on the track, he definitely is a number one man, and yes, sirree. Had to touch the brake a little bit, but he still goes 306 and 32. Now, Claude, even right here, you notice that he's in the center of the track, but this tractor's even to try to go over to the right.
The track did pull him over there, but notice the steering wheel. He's not working it that hard.
Letting it float, making sure it goes to the other end. Here's a great view right here. Talking about the steering wheel. He knows he's in just a little bit of a trouble right there. Very light on the brake. Didn't get too aggressive. And awful nice.
Don't panic. Hang with it. Here's Rick Carlson.
Steve, it was a 306. Tell us what happened from your point of view.
It was a fairly decent run. I don't think it'll be near good enough to call it a win by no means, but it pulled me to the left a little bit. I broke it, and it pulled me to the right a little bit. Typical errors that I make when I'm pulling, but overall, I'm rather pleased. The sled come on us very hard. I mean, very hard at the end. Took a lot of momentum away quick.
Rod Ewing, your next puller, 2-time Iowa State Fair champion, so he's seen a lot of success.
He has for a fact. He's been out of the sport of pulling for a little while, just got this tractor back out. Kind of aggressive on the line right there, and once again, we're seeing that right-hand sideline, but ooh, did he go down the line? He just blowed past that last tractor. This track is changing a little bit. The moisture's coming up in the track, giving the boys a little bit more traction. They're trying to work that one spot, but they're going to have to figure out how to aim the sled away from that right-hand side.
A little bit early in the pull, I wondered if there's a rut down there.
I would say you're pretty close to right on that. They've worked that same spot. and the tractors are wanting to drift the same way. So somebody's going to have to take a chance and go far, far left maybe here in a little bit. But, hey, he's still in the lead.
Rod, you put 10 feet on everybody. Is it going to hold?
Oh, there's a lot of good iron back there. I got my doubts. It's early in the class, and I'm sure it'll work in a little bit better. But we made a good run. I'm happy.
Up next is Tony Workman. He owns Advanced Diesel and Auto Repair.
Yeah, he used to be a shop foreman for a Ford house, and then he got his own business started. And he even started closer to that white line and going to try to cross-track it. Now, there's a different approach. I like that approach, what he done right there. And he's not going to take the lead. He's going to be a couple feet short. He goes 3:14 and 79. But as we take a look at the replay here, Claude, he started on that side, and he wanted to drive across the track. He just let the tractor go that way.
Well, we've seen so far there seems to be a problem on the right-hand side. Why has no one started on the left?
I'm going to venture to say that since nobody's been on the left-hand side of the starting line, that it's a little wetter, a little looser, something. They don't like that left-hand side of the start. They just got to figure out how to finish on the left-hand side of the track.
Roger Learman getting his shoulder harness, neck collar strapped in, getting ready to go. Roger was runner-up in the 2014 Excalibur points.
Yeah, there's two tractors out of Marthasville, Missouri. They travel together. We'll see the other one here in a little while. Just so consistent. These boys are just so comfortable sitting in the seat. Here again, you see that starting on the right, letting it drift to the left. They knew what they was doing. Go 3:12 and 38. Not going to get him high in the numbers, but still what he wanted to do, though.
And the drivers do study this track. Even before the pull, I've seen them out there with screwdriver, different things, just checking for moisture.
Yeah, they'll take a probe of some kind, stick it in the dirt to see how deep it goes, to see how firm it is. Look behind the sled. You see all those guys standing back there? I can name every one of them to you. They are studying what is going on. They're going to school, taking advantage of what somebody else did right or did wrong.
So far, Rod Ewing, your leader, he's been out of pulling for a while, but he's back. But so far, we haven't seen any of our pull-off championship contenders. When we come back, Jason Kopke and Undone will pull as Thunder in the Valley continues.
This edition of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is being brought to you by Willcross. Good product, good prices, good service. Precision Turbo, the world's foremost manufacturer of high-performance aftermarket turbochargers. O'Reilly Auto Parts, the professional parts people. And by Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener.
Welcome back to Thunder by the River from Wisner, Nebraska, the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. Our next puller will be Jason Kopke. He's out of Norfolk, Nebraska. 316 feet, that's the mark to beat.
And don't think them boys ain't went down there and looked exactly where that flag's setting. Oh, nice. Front end's up in the air, putting all the power to the rear end. Tire squatting a little bit. Motor's not giving up. The Undone wasn't done. Wow, he goes 3:15.59, just a little short, but nice.
We may say this a whole lot today, Dave, but looks like he also is going to hang with that right side of the track.
I'm not too sure anybody's going to try that left side. They're going to be gambling if they do, or somebody else had already been over there. But what I am noticing, we're in the daytime here. The track's starting to dry out on top, but the moisture's working up by all the weight going down. This track is changing, and everybody's going to have to be on top of their toes to do it right.
And the crowd a little disappointed. Our next puller is supposed to be championship contender Tim Lotman on Farmer's Foreplay. But yesterday's pull for Lotman, he had engine damage, so he's not pulling today, and that will severely hurt his title hopes.
For a fact, you just got through watching his run from last night. Turned loose, he worked on it all night, all day. He just could not get it fixed to come back in.
Joe Moriando will come up next. Joe is your 2014 points champion.
And he is also one of our pull-off to the championship contenders. Now he's got to put a mark on the track that 3 other guys will not go past. Yeah, he would like to beat 21, but he really needs to beat 3 of them. And I'd say he done what he wanted to do. He's taken the lead at 3:21.81, puts him number 1 right now.
Well, that was a picture-perfect run. A little bit of elevation there in the front, but look at that, over to the right side again.
Well, he didn't get fancy. He stayed in the road that everybody else had built for him. Let's see what Rick Carlson finds out.
That's the pull you should do all the time.
If it was that easy, everybody'd be out here doing it, man. This whole class is so tight. We're all tight. But what's great about the Outlaws is we all get along together. If somebody's in trouble, we'll go help with each other. And I'm just glad that we hooked to the track, and we stayed hooked all the way down to the end of the track, and the old girl did real good. We're real happy with it.
Logan Barrett is your next pillar. He is from Ravenna, Nebraska.
Oh, the Ravenna boys are here. You got John Deere setting 1 through 3 right now. He would really like to put an international up there, and the Wampus Cat's been there. Hit a little bit of a divot. You've seen the rear end bounce just a tick. Cost him a little bit, 3:16.06, but he'll settle for 3rd place.
That was a strong run. Looks like he got a good hold of the track right from the launch.
Well, everybody's got this track figured out. They know where the road's at. They're all taking the same road. Let's just find out who can build the best horsepower and put it to the ground. Well, this international gets up in the middle of the John Deeres, but didn't take the lead.
And that'll bring up Leon Hellebusch. Leon is out of Marthasville, Missouri, your 2014 Excalibur Points champion.
Well, I mentioned a while ago that there was 2 tractors comes out of Marthasville. Both of them are top contenders. Ground speed, momentum, burn and churn, going to be down there amongst them. And no, he's not amongst them. He's ahead of them, 3:24.87. Straight and true, Claude. Here again, you talking about picture perfect? Watch this.
It certainly is, and this pull started with the attitude on his tractor, huh? No mercy.
No mercy, you got that right. Look at his tracks behind him. Straight, true, take it to the lead. Let's go to Rick with our new leader.
Leon, you left him a little smaller target to shoot for.
I hope so. It felt good. I mean, it seemed like bit in good, and I had it in the right gear, it seemed like, so it looked good.
Looking at the leaderboard, Leon Hellebusch's International took it away from Joe Moriando's John Deere for the time being. Joe Moriando, you're a leader among the points contenders. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series, Thunder by the River from Wisner, Nebraska. Hey, Dave, check out this VIP area.
In Wisner, Nebraska, the VIP tent is the special spot. People fight to get in that area.
And continuing with the limited pro stocks, this is Robert Davidson. Robert shares the driving duties with his brother Rodney.
One farms, one works in the diesel performance business, and they put it to the track with the red iron out of Malloy, Iowa. Still playing that right sideline. I love it when a motor don't give up. When it reaches down, gets a second breath, and that second breath took him to 2nd place. He goes 3:22.31, puts this international sets 1 and 2 right now. But Claude, these boys are putting the power to the track all the way.
It looked to me like he was pretty slow coming off of the starting line there, but that didn't seem to matter.
No, he worked that clutch really well. Had a lot of blow-by on the end. I noticed on that first replay there's a lot of oil coming out of the blow-by tube at the end. Tells you that motor was reaching down and working hard.
Well, stand clear. This is Craig Dennis. Craig is out of Nehawka, Nebraska.
Craig runs a heavy equipment repair shop, knows how to work on heavy machines, knows how to take a heavy machine down the track. Him and Dwayne Eamon share the driving responsibilities of this tractor. They both have a great time, and they both get right up in the competition. Craig here today, going to take it to number 4 with the distance of 3:18.04. Drifted a little bit to the left. Now, most of the guys been closer to that white line. He got over there. And then all of a sudden he turned his tires too much. He just overcorrected his steering wheel.
Well, that's easy to do. That is human nature.
When the front end goes up, you get a little happy on the steering wheel, which costs you, and you can see it. When he goes up, he turns them, and then when it overcorrects, he turns them back the other way.
That motor sounds real good. I think the track kind of got him there.
Oh, it's a sweet-sounding motor. Never give up at all.
Our next puller is Seth Novak. Now, his dad, David, is in the points chase. This could get interesting.
This is where your two tractors can help you or hurt you. Seth is not in the pull-off to the championship, but his dad is. So what he really wants to do is get out in front, and then he needs his dad to pass him to where he can gain an extra point. He was looking over at that checkered flag to see where he had to get to. And he's going to take fourth place by .89. He don't go ahead of Moriando, but he does position himself to where Dad can utilize his distance if Dad can follow up here in a little bit.
Well, that plan sounds good on paper, but making it work, we'll see how that does.
Well, it's still a mechanical sport, and all you can do is the best you can do and play it like you think it's going to work out. And I'd say Seth done his job for his dad right here. Had the balance on the tractor set really good. Motor didn't give up. Burn it in with the distance of 3:18.93.
A good look at Rodney Knott getting ready to pull. Rodney's from Coffee, Missouri. The mark to beat, 324 feet.
324 is out there a long ways. This man can get there. Sometimes his son drives the tractor, Damon, but here today, Rodney's sitting on board. Motor struggled just a little bit. You heard the RPMs go down. Fourth place is getting beat up. He is the third in a row to take over fourth place as he goes 320 and 34, utilizing the same road. But the problem right here, Claude, the pony's at the end of the track. And I'm not going to say it's his horsepower. Might have been his gear or his air pressure.
Did the track pull him over to the left?
That track has been trying to pull everybody over all day long. And then here again, another one of the guys that got a little scared of that white line. You notice his tires turned just a bit right there, which took him to the center of the track.
On the leaderboard, Leon Hellebush in first place for right now, but the points championship is going to heat up. Can Joe Moriando hang on? Seth Novak in fifth place. His dad, David, will drive the Mean Farmer. That could be a crucial pull in the fight for the championship. That and more when we come back to Wisner.
This edition of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is being brought to you by VP Racing, Macon Power, Agency 212, we don't believe in following trends, we unleash new ideas, Sap Brothers, welcome, be our guest, and by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Wisner, Nebraska. It's Thunder by the River, the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. What a great crowd on hand today. Our next puller will be David Novak. David is out of Howells, Nebraska. They run a custom silage chopping business.
They do for a fact, and this pass right here is a very, very, very important pass for the Mean Farmer. He's in the pull-off to the championship. His son has set a mark. If he can get past his son and nobody else does, it helps him out. He's checking the flag out. Where did he go? Holy smoke. 9/100 of a foot behind his son. He sets in number 6, and I don't see how he could have done much better. He was aggressive on the line, charged hard. Rick Carlson's going to find out what David thought about his pull.
David, it looked good, but the sled got heavy.
Yeah, probably. Last night I ran second gear, so I ran second gear tonight. I should have jumped up a gear and got her going faster right out of the hole.
And moving on, this is Craig Yonke out of Pilger, Nebraska, your 2014 Western Farm Show champion.
Here is your next one of the most important pulls of the day. This guy comes into Wisner, leading the points. He's got to go past Novak. He needs to go past Joe Moriando. Here again, he looked over at that flag. I seen the hands go up. What did it mean? Means he went to second place. He done good. 3:23.39 for right now, Claude. For right now, he's still holding the lead in the pull-off to the championship.
And I'm noticing, Dave, the pullers are still setting up on the right side of the track, but they're ending up more toward the center.
I tell you what, I don't think nobody in the world is going to try that left side here today. This stage is set. We're just putting it all on the table. He knows he's got to go past Novak. He knows he done it. There's Novak right in front of him, and he just realized he got beat.
You missed by about half a foot, but that's not a bad place.
No, I beat everybody so far that I need to beat for the chase. Taylor Van Beek's back there. We'll see how he finishes up, but I'm here for the points. So right now I beat the second guy, which is Dave. So we'll take second. Still runs, put it in the trailer, and head on.
And this is Taylor Van Beek, one of our title contenders.
Well, this is the young man that you heard Yonke mention in his interview. This guy could position himself better for the end of the year points race. A win would really do it. A good distance would also set the stage for future pulls. Burn it in. He does it. He goes past Yonke by 87 hundredths of a foot. He gains a point on him. He now moves into second place at this show, but moves closer for the pull-off to the championship. Claude, this is going to be a tight class.
It is, and the pressure was really on Taylor, but boy, he handled it well, didn't he?
He did handle it well. He moved up in the points. We'll find out what's going to happen.
And one puller remains. This is Gary Barrett out of Ravenna. He has his sights set on 324 feet.
Brand new tractor for the year, been doing really well. Charging hard. Oh, look at him. Watch that sideline. He's fighting it, hitting the brake a couple times. I don't know if he went out of bounds. No, he didn't. He goes a distance of 3:18 and 63.
We knew at the beginning of the day this would be a tight class. We were not disappointed. Taylor Van Beek, Yonke, Moriando, and Novak, your points contenders. Leon Hellebusch hangs on to win it.
Oh. You got the win, Leon. Thank you. I wouldn't have believed it when I woke up this morning, but a lot of good iron out there.
You'll be thinking about it when you go to sleep tonight.
Probably won't sleep. Man, that was good.
Well, it took 23 towns, 4 months, and a lot of trips down the pulling track to find out that an international Craig Yonke is going to be our 2015 Limited Pro Stock champion.
And that'll put a wrap on it today for Thunder by the River from Wisner, Nebraska. Now for Rick Carlson and Dave Bennett, Claude Wood, so long. See you next time.